Hello, this is an introductional video into the Prime HUD, and this one is a very special little video, and I've named it Making a Macro with Me, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make a macro together. I'm going to show you how I do it and how it's done, and hopefully you can do it along with me and get a good idea of how you make them, because I know that it can be quite daunting at first when you hear the macro video and you see all of them commands and you don't really understand it all. So I'm going to go through how to make a macro the way I do it, and hopefully it'll be useful to you. So the first thing I do if I'm going to make a macro is make a blank note card. So I'll go down to create and I'll create a note card, and that'll give me a totally blank workspace. I'll then decide what I want the macro to do. So let's have a think. I think we're going to have a very basic setup of moves with some, lockups, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look through my stuff. We're going to start off with a move called circle, and what that is it basically circles around the opponent. It's kind of it looks like this. I'll show you, it's easier. You kind of circle around like this. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. So I've now opened the gesture. You're going to notice that I can repeat the same process a lot, and I'm just taking that bit there after the 67. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to stick that in. So that's the first part of my macro. I want to start with this. Now I'm going to need a wait. Now the animation itself goes around quite a bit, so I'm going to have to wait quite a bit. So I'm going to wait for, I'm going to say 3 seconds. And then after that, I'd like to do a lockup. So I'm going to find the lockup animation, which is this. And again, I'm just going to take that section there after the 67 and I'm going to paste it in. Now the good thing about these is it tells you in the gesture what sort of things it's expecting. And in this case, it tells me that at 1 second it plays that grapple sound after 0.4 seconds, sorry. So what we'll do is we'll copy that. We'll put at 0.4 after a wait, we need a sound. So we're going to need a sound. So the code for sound is just sound line, and then we're going to need a grapply sound. So we're going to have a look at light impact. So if I put in matte, I should get a sound. If I put in matte impact, there you go, I'm going to get some things. So I'm going to have a look inside here and see if I've got anything that sounds a bit like a grab or something. No. Okay, I'm going to use strong hit. It probably isn't the right thing to do, but I'm going to right click it and then use copy ID, and I'm going to put that in there. So that's the sound that I want for that particular bit. Still going round and round in a circle. So now let's have just a quick review of what we've got. So I'm doing the circle, waiting 3 seconds. I'm doing a lockup, waiting 0.4 seconds, and it's playing a sound. And then I think I want to go for a lockup to a wrist lock. So I open that move, again just taking the animation like that, and then I want to wait for 2 seconds after that, and I want to go and do a wrist lock to an arm drag. And then I'm going to want to wait for 4 seconds. But I could do with a sound there as well. So it says here, if you look in the sound, it says 0.5 light impact. So if I put 0.5 and then I copy a sound, we're going to have a look at matte impact. And all I'm doing is clicking on them to listen to the sound. Obviously you can't hear the sound because I've got it muted, but I'm listening for the sound that I like the sound of, and that's the one I'd like. So I right clicked and then copied asset UUID, and I'm just pasting that in with Control V to put that in. So now I've got that sound, and I want it to wait. Again, you'll notice it's the same process, just literally writing in .wait, and now I've got them in the arm drag takedown, and we're looking at what we want to do, stand up. So the arm drag takedown stand up, which is this one. Again, copying the move and pasting it in, and that's going to be what I want to do for this section. And then what I want to do is I want to shove. So I'm going to put a weight in. Again, there's a lot of weights after it, and I'm going to put a 4 weight in there, and I'm going to put a shove. Again, just copying that animation. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to get my knuckle duster out. So first thing I'm going to do is put a weight in. So I'm just going to put a 3-second weight, and I'm going to try and look for an animation for my knuckle duster, my brass knuckles. So there's an animation here called Get Brass Knuckles that I created, and what I've done is I've put that animation into the HUD. So now if I copy the name of it and paste the name in, it will do that animation, and as it's doing that animation I want it to add the brass knuckles to my hand. So I'm going to put add obj, add object, line, and then I've got a folder called knuckles, and I'm going to say get knuckles, and that will attach the brass knuckles to my hand. And then during that whole process after that, I'm going to have it wait 3 seconds, and I'm going to do a punch, because obviously I want to get in with the brass knuckles, and it's going to be I think an old school punch. Yeah, we're going to do an old school punch. Like that. But because I'm doing a big punch and I want him to go down, I'm going to need him to fall over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for clothesline like this, and I'm going to look for the cell of the clothesline, which is the second half, and I'm going to replace the old school punch with clothesline. That means I'm going to do the old school punch, but he's going to sell with the clothesline. And then I want a sound here. So I'm going to add a sound. So first things first, we'll put the sound in there, but also I'm going to need a little weight between the sound, because otherwise it wouldn't really match up. So we'll put a 0.3, and then we're going to have a look at a matte impact again, and have a listen to the sounds and find one that I like the sound of. We're going to have a look at that one. I like that one. So that's the one I'm going to put in there. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've created. So the first thing is that we have a circle, so he's going to start by doing a circle around the opponent. It's then going to wait 3 seconds and perform a lockup. We're then going to wait 0.4 and it's going to activate the sound for that lockup. We're then going to wait for 2 seconds. Actually, let's have a look. We've got to put another wait in there, haven't we? Yep, so we'll activate the sound. We've then got to wait, we're going to say 4 seconds. And it's going to do the wrist lock, the lockup to wrist lock. It'll then wait another 2 seconds and it's going to do a wrist lock to arm lock